Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins and concussions and injuries. Seems like sort of a dark show. We did a dark movie and obviously started off with a subject that was so unfortunate. Now we're talking about Tua and what happened to him during the break. Owners don't want their players to not play. No matter what they say, we care about the athlete. We are here. Coach Mike McDaniel of the Dolphins. All we care about is the health of our athletes. Horse hockey. That is not what coaches, executives, owners care about. It's not even what the league cares about. They all pretend they do with all these memos and all these different enhancements to equipment. You want to make football safe, by the way? Bring back the leather helmet. Get rid of the face masks. In any case, Tua of the Dolphins apparently is in concussion protocol again with his either second or third concussion of the season. And what happened after he got hurt, the Dolphins are in a free fall. They seem to win with Tua, but they've lost now. I think they won 3 in a row, then lost 3 in a row, then won 5 in a row, then lost 5 in a row. I think that's how they got to 8-8, which is a 3-game winning streak and a 3-game losing streak, and a 5-game winning streak and a 5-game losing streak. That may be off, but I think it's something like that. Very, very streaky. And when he was taken out of the game, there was a lot of talk. What's going to be with Tua? Are we worried about his career? The way the NFL works once they have the concussion settlements is their antennas are up as it relates to concussions. There was an issue with the union, do you remember, where there was a grievance filed? Did the league treat the player right? Did the team treat the player right? We are here to protect the players, says the union. The union and the league were stepping all over themselves to file a joint statement after Tua's injury saying there was no violation of these new concussion protocols that we have put in place to protect the safety of our players. Thank God we wouldn't want Stephen Ross to get in trouble again. No more draft picks lost, no more fines. He's got enough service, doesn't he? But is that really what the league thinks? Or the players' union? Or Tua's family? That everyone's out there ready to protect him? Claiming, hey, there was no indication from the independent medical consultant that there was any possibility of concussion. He only exhibited signs the day after. We watch athletes every day. There is no team president or GM who can't watch a game and see when something's off. We can tell from a pitcher's delivery if there's something hurting. We can tell if a pitcher has a toenail, for crying out loud. There was something off with Tua. The question is, what now? If you're the front office of the Dolphins, are you planning your next season to have Tua as your quarterback? Are you thinking about trading for Derek Carr, signing a free agent, bringing in Baker Mayfield, somebody other than Bridgewater to protect Tua? Or did you go with Bridgewater, the modern-day Fitzpatrick? The point is, from a practical standpoint, the Miami Dolphins have to think about life after Tua. At some point, he may make a decision that he doesn't want to play football anymore. The problem is when we leave those decisions up to the players, it's the exception, not the rule. It's the Andrew Lucks of the world. Very few. There's a few every year you read about football players who retire who say, I don't want the violence, I don't want the risk of injury. You hear some baseball players say, hey, too old, ready to stop, but that happens less often. But players generally, think about it. And this is not anti-player or pro-owner. Where else will players make the money they're making but on the field? I give them all the credit in the world. This is not me doing anything wrong. Live. We all do what we think we can do best to earn as much as we can for our family because it is all business, right? So the question is, how do we save people from making bad decisions that are solely financially based, that do not take into account the very real reality of the long-term effects? Here's the problem. If you went to Jim McMahon right now, if you don't know Jim McMahon, GTS, quarterback of the Super Bowl winning Bears, go talk to Jim McMahon right now. You won't be able to have much of a conversation, I promise you that. Ask him would he do it again. Go to football players or baseball players. Go to Andre Dawson, a personal friend. I love Andre. Knee replacements, limping, pain, has to work out every day in order to make sure there's no stiffness, and even then it's forever pain. Would you do it again? Damn right he would. And so would Jim McMahon. So sometimes players can't make the right decision. But is it up to us to make it for them? I think it's only up to us to tell them, here's the risks. If you want to play football, you need to show me that you're of sound mind and body, and you're going to sign a document. You are absolving the league, the team, and all the owners, everybody, of any liability. Any. We always want players to do that kind of stuff. The reason we want players to do that is that I'm okay with people making whatever decision they want. It's their lives. Don't listen to music too loud, your mom used to say. You're going to go deaf. I didn't care. I was 12. Guess what? I can't hear. Don't run every day like this. Don't do all these marathons. You're going to have joint pain when you get older. I promise you. You're going to have a knee problem. You're going to have hip issues. Don't be ridiculous. The worst I have is chafing. I'm good. Oh my God, I'm turning 55. I can barely move. Screw it. We all take health for granted, don't we, until we're not healthy. But when we do things that we know are not good for us, and then the other shoe drops because we say, hey, I know something bad can happen if you don't wear a seatbelt, but I'll be fine. Holy Christ, I'm being shot through the window shield. Damn, I should have worn a seatbelt. From now on, I'm wearing a seatbelt. Too late. You have a shard of glass in your retina. So we make a law. You must wear a seatbelt. Well, that works. Not. We make protocols. We're going to put it in the hands of independent consultants. You can't play. Right. Given a chance, Tua will make his decision. The league will continue to be worried about concussions as they deal with the results of the technological advances, the size of the athletes, the equipment they're using that gives them the power and the freedom to make the hits they're making. Ironically, not the type of hit that was done with Hamlin. Far more physical, dangerous hits that are happening that are like little fat dying by 1,000 paper cuts that end up 20 years later with the inability to eat anything other than strained corn. I'll give you a wait to see. Wait to see is when we tell you something's going to happen. If it happens, we'll revisit it. If it doesn't happen, we'll revisit it. Guess what? Tua's done. He's not playing. If the Dolphins make the playoffs, they've got like a 50-50 shot, or they've got to beat somebody this week. Then hope that the Bills beat the Patriots. Tua's done, even if the Dolphins make the playoffs. Wait to see. They will not let him back. But let's pay attention to what happens next season. Tua, we want you to be well.